Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are at Brunswick High School, Brunswick, Georgia. It's been a busy day for the GACA, and it all culminates with this one, the GACA North-South Senior Boys All-Star Game. Robert Williamson, Kyle Sandy set to bring you the coverage. Kyle, it's been a busy day. We've seen a lot of great basketball, and there is nothing to indicate that this one won't be great as well.
Yeah, this one should be a really good one. A lot of great unsigned seniors, some Division I talent out here as well. A lot of players. One more opportunity to impress coaches that are here or either watching at home. Should be very, very good.
Now, you mentioned where this is concerned, there are a lot of seniors that have not signed. Why? Why would that be? I mean, it wasn't true on the girls' side, right? Primarily, most of the seniors playing had already signed. There were exceptions.
Yeah, sometimes recruitment is slow developing, but also other times, let's be honest, recruitment isn't very good, and sometimes guys are real gun shy until they see other teams take the first leap and give them an offer. But I'm looking out here and I see a couple signed Division I players like TJ Bickerstaff going to Drexel, up to Trey Clark, who's going to Virginia Commonwealth, VCU. Right there with the basket, but a lot of really good players, and I'm looking at Tyron Lawrence, number 5 from Morgan County in red, an unsigned senior that can play at the Division I level, so great amount of talent out here.
It is Trey Clark 4, and the South nothing thus far to get this one underway. The previous games maybe a little bit of a slow start, but this one got off to a quick start. The Trey Clark slam and then the Trey Clark 2. By the way, they wear the jerseys of their team, so it might get a little confusing, especially on the South squad where you've got 4 wearing 3 and 3 wearing 2.
Yeah, a lot of numbers, real confusing, but we're here to sort everything out and let you know who's who.
Actually, Kyle is here to sort everything out. I'm going to be on the receiving end of the sortations.
I got you. Don't you worry.
Now, we see that dominant color, though, where the visiting squad jerseys are concerned. A lot of schools, red is their color of choice, and that's what you got with 3 of the guys currently on the floor. Laid in by Watson.
Watson, another unsigned senior who has picked up a lot of momentum along the Division I level. Be interesting to see where he ends up. We got Micah McAllister with the ball right there. He let some fly, air ball right there, but he hit 12 threes in a game, so he can really fill it up. He knows what he's doing from out there.
I know you got a lot of great players on the floor, obviously, but who of the unsigned is drawing the most attention?
Right here with the ball, Hunter McIntosh, just decommitted from Tulane after a coaching change. Mike Dunleavy Sr. No longer with the program, so he has just reopened his recruitment as of this past week. So this is a big opportunity for Hunter McIntosh. He is a big-time player, and again, one of those kids where if you're in the state of Georgia and you're not recruiting him and you're a Division I program, especially in the city of Kennesaw, you just have to shake your head and wonder why.
So he decommitted to Tulane at Louisiana School. Is he leaning towards the South School, or is that irrelevant?
I think he's really wide open to whatever presents itself, but he's definitely one of the best point guards in the state of Georgia, a guy with a GPA over 4.0. He does it all. He's a great shooter, one of the best players in the state, very crafty, as you see right there.
Off the glass for McIntosh. A one-point contest in this one. Prior game, almost both teams got to 100. And this one off to such a start that 100 seems a real possibility if we continue at this pace. McIntosh with a miss. Then underneath, off the glass. That is Baggs. Well, you mentioned you like to see some defense, maybe not tons of defense, but some defense. This one's gotten an early start to nothing but offense.
Yeah, I mean, there's some big-time players out here. I'm sure the defense will settle in eventually, especially once we get to the bench. I think these coaches are let everyone get a first couple minutes running and gunning, and then they're going to have to impose their will as far as defensively. But, yeah, this is a high-paced game. a lot of guys that can get out and run and a lot of guys that know how to score the ball.
A lot of great plays today, but probably the highlight was in the prior game when Dwan Odom had the jam off the backboard. That's available on Twitter at hashtag GACA Coaches. Got another foul. It'll be North in possession.
No, I think they called a travel there. Yeah, got the ball picked up when he was trying to go between his legs, and I think they called either a double dribble or a shuffle of the feet or something. But it's a turnover on T.J. Bickerstaff, who is heading to Drexel.
Well, there's so many threes. I made myself notes to try to figure out who's who. Scott, I think, with the shot.
Yes. Two-time state champion at Upson Lee.
And as I mentioned, you don't want to look at my notes as far as whatever provoked my mind to differentiate between the twos and the threes. Generally, for me, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, it's hair.
Yeah, that is a really good differentiator at times, but sometimes you see all these guys that got the same type of hair. You know, they want to poof it up and get 2 extra inches. But I think we see some differing haircuts out there.
Of course, that threw me a little bit in Anthony Grant and Josh Dupree. They both look very similar with the hairstyle. I thought, okay, the goatee. Well, they both got little goatees. And but finally got to the black shoes.
Right. Got to give him a full body scan to see what is different.
So it is Josh Dupree who was wearing the black shoes. 17-13 South lead, inside 16 to play. Half number 1.
South really attacking defensively, picking up full court, and that's pretty much what all the South teams have done today. All these South teams have gotten off the quick starts, and they've really done it with their defense.
Now, you mentioned your forte, your specialization is basketball, so that means at GACA events in other sports, we don't see Kyle Sandy?
No, just basketball. I try to stick to what I know, and basketball is something I study throughout the year. I really make it into a little bit of a living for myself, and it's really nice to see all these talented players, all these guys who I've seen before, maybe 1 or 2 guys tops that I haven't seen. But it's really nice to see a great collection of these guys and really laying it out on the line. It's a big day for a lot of these unsigned seniors.
And a reminder, you can check out everything that is Kyle at sandyspiel.com. sandyspiel.com. And there's a Twitter account as well. Well, what's the social media outlets to tap into your brain?
Yeah, if you want to find me on Twitter is a great opportunity to find me. That is Sandy Spiel and then Kyle Sandy 355. Your best bets to hear what I got going on in my crazy brain.
Over goes to the other side of the paint and then taken away by Dunn. Back to Dunn, trying to lay it in for the left side. The miss, loose ball, and it is retrieved by Bickerstaff. Well, we are up and down the floor, but last 3 possessions, nothing, and now the last 4 possessions, nothing. 23-13 South lead. This is looking like the junior game when the South team jumped out to a 22-11 early advantage.
It's been a reoccurring theme, these South teams getting up on the North early, and then it's anybody's ball game once we settle in. But a lot of points being scored right now.
From the top of the key, that is a miss from, is that Ease?
Ease, yes, I believe that's how you pronounce it. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it.
Lost in the paint, able to get it back. And that is James.
There's a lot of guys on the floor right now who, some could be considered Division I players, but a lot looking at the Division II level right there, that miss, that was Stanley Ease, who we mentioned, going to Francis Marion in the Peach Belt. Peach Belt is a powerhouse conference in Division II. He's there. You're looking at Luke Chisholm, who's got a lot of interest and offers from the likes of Georgia College has been courting him very hard. North Georgia as well. They're in on him. Terrell Burden, he's got some offers and interest from that similar Division II level. Darius Dunn, big in play at Columbus State. So a lot of guys who might be hooking up a lot over the next 4 years in the Peach Belt if they decide to go there.
He's going to the other end of the floor, lost into the paint, got it back. That is Chisholm with the miss. Rolls out of bounds, and it will stay on the north side of the floor. Well, the GACA has events in all kinds of sports, though I understand. Football, basketball, volleyball, soccer. Is there volleyball?
I want to say yes. I think so. I mean, they pretty much cover everything. GACA does a great job, and it is quite the honor to be here and broadcasting with you, Robert.
Well, you as well, and of course, you can find out everything about the GACA at GACAcoaches.com. GACAcoaches.com. Leaning in, that is Harris, and he will get the 2.
And that's a guy. That's a Division I player right there. People really starting to take some notice of him, and Jacksonville potentially could be in the mix. I don't know if they'll end up taking him, but he's got some Division I interest, very heavy. He's going to be making a decision fairly soon.
Okay, let's pry into Kyle's basketball mind, and we've been talking all about college and the prospects there, but have we seen somebody today with NBA capabilities?
Oh boy, NBA, it's getting tough. I don't want to go out on the limb and say NBA put any pressure on anyone like that, but you saw Dwan Odom. He's pretty good. Out of all the guys we saw, he might have the best chance. Now, best chance is not saying 70%. Best chance could be 25%, 20%. It's very difficult to get to that level, but a point guard like that, if he continues to get better and continue to work on his outside shot, you already saw his athleticism and playmaking ability.
All right, what about the WNBA?
Ooh, I don't know as far as that goes. I mean, I saw a lot of good quality players. I don't know if we had a future WNBA star out there today, but we saw a lot of really good girls players that the won the MVP awards. Jaden Hamilton was really good from Laney. I don't know about WNBA. It gets real tough at that level. When you get to the WNBA, you got to be a big guard. You got to be like a 6'1" point guard, and it gets tough. And especially at this level, sometimes it takes a little bit more to blossom and bloom. But did see a lot of good Division I players and some really good Division II players as well.
11:46 left to play, half number 1, 30-24 South lead. North in possession, Tatum into the corner. Back end goes to Tatum, directing traffic. James sent from one side of the floor to the other. And that is Harris.
Real physical defense from Jace Moore, but Harris just showing how skilled he is, knocking down a 3. He's really good, and again, that's another guy. If you're a mid-major or low major in the state of Georgia, I hope he has an offer from you because he can play at your level.
Count the 3. That is Hermione Harris.
That was my man AJ James actually stepping outside. Another guy. Similar with both of them, of course, both 21, both black and blue jerseys. I mean, it gets real difficult, but A.J. James, another guy, Georgia College could be checking in on him, Peach Belt type guy, a guy that just does everything for Elbert County, rebounds, defends, bigger post players, a guy that could play every single position on the floor at the high school level, a guy that is going to find the right fit in college and is going to make a coach very happy with his work ethic.
In the paint, missed on the 2, rebounded by James. Boy, it's bad when you make yourself notes and still can't pick between the numbers. And his Bickerstaff with a miss. One of the alley-oop. Well, he was on the giving end to begin with and then wound up being on the receiving end for 2.
Yeah, that was Josh Dupree. He's a big-time track star, big-time athlete. Really came into his own this year at Fayette County, state runner-up. in Class 5A, a really good passer, just so athletic, can get to the basket, can rise above people, but his decision-making with the ball in his hands, knows how to find open shooters, and almost got an alley-oop pass right there.
Is he thinking about a school at the collegiate level that also allows him to run track?
I'm not sure exactly what he's ended up doing. I thought he's going to be a track guy instead of a basketball guy, because I know a lot of these, again, we keep harping on the Peach Belt. A lot of these guys would love for him to end up playing basketball there, but he might be a track guy only. But you're seeing it right here. He can shoot the ball too. I don't really know what his future holds, but I know he can do both wherever he ends up at.
I would assume it involves which he loves better.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it would be difficult to imagine someone liking to run better than to
Running
play
is
basketball.
punishment for people like
yes,
you and I.
Yes, that's right. Into the paint, missed the shot. Bickerstaff going to the other side of the paint, and that is Clark with a lay-in.
And Clark, a guy that really, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but really exploded this year as the offensive leader for Newton, putting in some big-time points, and really a guy that can fill up the stat sheet, and going to VCU now. Talk about a big-time senior year, really capitalized.
That was Crisp with a miss, with a follow-up good.
Quincy Oliveri, yes, with the had the putback right there, going to Rice, the second player from Rice we saw today. Ashley Austin on the girls' side going there, and Quincy going there as well as another late bloomer, a shooter, an athletic kid, very good grades, can help out a program if he continues to develop his game on the perimeter.
Looks like Tay Watson had some jam in his future, but got fouled and will head to the stripe. Watson from Noonan. Of course, on the South squad, you've got Keelan Walker, Darius Dunn, Quincy Oliveri, Preston Crisp, Miles Heron, Tay Watson, Zyrese Scott, Terrell Burton, Anthony Grant, Josh Dupree, Jaden Baggs, and Jace Moore. And we'll take a look at the North squad when we come back. At a timeout on the floor, the first one of the half. You are watching GACA basketball. Just about all white Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it. .8:39 left to play here in half number one. That North squad, Trey Clark, Stanley Eves, Luke Chisholm, Tyron Lawrence, Hunter McIntosh, Armani Harris, Javon Tatum, A.J. James, Michael McAllister, and T.J. Bickerstaff.
Nice dunk down low. Watson off the feed from Oliveri. Good connection.
Clark, who had the first 4 points of the game and I think one bucket since. Bickerstaff the miss, but his second effort drops it in. Rebounded by Clark. Outlet goes to Bickerstaff.
Oh!
Behind McAllister.
Overpassing.
Well, we've got one more trophy over on the table on the far sidelines. Those trophies were all MVP trophies. 4 to begin with. 3 have been handed out. And after this one, we'll give that one last piece of hardware away. And we have a little in here as to who might get it. So when we head into the second half, we'll kind of get a heads up on who the front runners are. Clark trying to draw the foul and did. That is Grant committing the personal.
Big opportunity for Anthony Grant coming from Wayne County, a team that really had a great season this year. Improved a ton under Coach Ray and made it into the tournament, lost in the Sweet 16 in a close one. But a guy like Anthony Grant averaged about 12 points, 14 rebounds, and a handful of blocks per game. And now we get to see how that translates to this level of talent, playing in a region which was okay. It's an okay region over there, but now he really has a chance to cement his ability as a big-time player going up against some really established household names.
Into the paint, right side of the rim, and is laid in.
Terrell Burden, heck of a year, averaged about 24 points per game over there at Campbell in that really tough region, Region 2, with the likes of East Coweta, Wheeler, Pebblebrook, Westlake, and night in and night out, Terrell Burden, 5'9", was one of the best guards in that region, an all-state pick, and a guy that's finally getting some Division II offers, but he is a big-time player.
Big-time three from Bickerstaff. South with a 6-point advantage.
Looked like that was off on Shaden Baggs, but hometown kid, they're going to let them keep possession.
Into the paint with a fadeaway.
There's that offensive rebounding of Anthony Grant. Long arms, good athlete, crashes the glass and gets an easy 2 inside.
Intended for Bickerstaff. Thought he would break towards the hoop. He didn't. Instead, the South's got it. His Bag's able to save, and there to score.
Couple of Pirates hooking up there on their home floor. Oh.
Tipped out of bounds. Walker was a late ad. And if you're a late ad, I don't know, maybe you're even more so motivated to say, hey, I've got an opportunity to show off.
That's a really good point, and plus you're playing at home. Playing with house money, go out there, have fun, and show you belong.
That is 4 on 2, and the South really wanted to get some points out of it, but tried to turn it into something spectacular, and it turns into the North basketball.
Seeing a lot of points on the board, 90 combined, just under the 6-minute mark of the first half. This one's going to be well into the 100s, I would imagine.
Yep. We continue at this pace. You're looking at a 120, 125 game for one of the two. By the way, if you missed the games that preceded, junior girls 78-59, the South winning. Senior girls, it was an 81-78 North victory. And in the game that just wrapped up between the junior boys of North and South, I think I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah, I believe what was
like
it?
A
111-92.
All right.
111-92, and that was who was it? That was the South that took care of business.
I'm glad somebody makes good notes. 5.5 left to play in this one. I would assume is after the game ends, you just kick back and relax, or there's no basketball in your future tonight, right? No March Madness.
I'll try to find my way to a restaurant. I'm sure I might have to have one adult beverage. This is my vacation as it is, so I'll have a drink, some water, I'm sure, and watch some March Madness basketball. I'm down here in Brunswick. Might as well just be entirely consumed with basketball. It's a good time of year to do that.
The home port is typically where?
Oh, boy. We have 5 hours north, Canton, Georgia, Cherokee County, putting it on the map. So I'm right there, about an hour north of Atlanta.
All right. Obviously good to have Kyle Sandy providing you all kinds of insight. There's nobody more knowledgeable in the state of Georgia on Georgia Prep basketball.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Sent to the other end of the floor. And that is going to roll off of is it a North player? Must have.
That was a little confusing on the other end. Stanley Eves wearing his gray jersey from Mount Bethel kind of blends in with the white jersey. I was thinking, why is a defensive player trying to dunk the ball and on the wrong basket? But I guess that is his colored uniform. And he is I talk about a high motor player. Of course, need to improve his jump shot, but a 6'5" wing that will defend, will rebound. I love what he brings to the table for a team like Francis Marion. He is just going to be a lunch pail guy that's going to get after it on offense and defense.
Baggs giving it outside of the arc to Walker. And it's Chisholm who lost into the paint, battle to get it back. Rolled back over into the paint. And Eves will miss, but got a little pick-me-up from a friend, Chisholm.
Yeah, Luke Chisholm, another solid glue guy, does a little bit of everything. He's probably averaged about 18 points, close to 10 rebounds, handful of assists, handful of steals, handful of blocks. Really turned that Dawson County program around. Him and Jasper Gibson, who we saw earlier, two big-time move-ins that really were great.
That is A.J. James. .50-45 game. Jumper from Dunn. And now changes. 5 in, 5 out for the South squad. Well, we said somebody would hit 125, but that somebody hasn't budged an inch since.
I know. Oops. Sorry about that, people.
Got that media jinx working.
That means we're real media members, so that's pretty nice.
From the top of the key. Rebound by Eves.
Oh.
That was a nifty move. Kind of faked right, broke left.
Yeah, that's something that I'm sure he has improved on over the years. And, again, like we said, he gets a jump shot to go along with that motor and that nice touch around the basket. He's going to be a really good player for a long time in the Peach Belt.
North will get it back with an opportunity to cut even more so into this lead. Well, the South team stuck on 50. Been there since the 5:55 mark.
Nice cut, nice pass.
Chisholm with a miss. He's got it back, took it to the glass, got fouled, and it was Crisp that did it.
He's again just that nose for the ball. A nice pass there, but then doesn't give up on the play, gets a loose ball, and finds himself at the free throw line.
Fouls on the South, number 4, his first, team 6.
He's a product of Mount Bethel under Cal Boyd, his coach. We haven't talked much about the coaches for this one. Chad Pittman for the North and Royal Maxwell for the South.
Yeah, both guys had phenomenal season. What great turnarounds both those programs incurred. It was a season for the ages for both those. I mean, East Coweta used to take their lumps with the increase their win total every single year till they were 24-1 at one point this season. Then injury bugs bit them in the region tournament at the worst time possible, and they lost 3 straight games to finish the season 24-4. And then Dawson County, they made it all the way to the Final Four until they ran into a Hart County team that was just red hot and way too athletic and aggressive for them. But both teams, phenomenal seasons.
Off the glass for 2, so the last 5 points for the South coming from that gentleman.
Oliveri put in the isolation-heavy offense at Westlake. A lot of talent over there, and he is really suited and booted and able to have a really nice effort in a game like this, up and down.
East with multiple opportunities, able to drop it in on the north end. South responds. Inside a couple of minutes to play. Chisholm to the glass. That is Moore taking it the other way, and he will be charged with the offensive.
Haven't been able to talk about Chase Moore too often today, but I believe he ended up being the player of the year in Class 6A, I want to say. First team All-State guy, an absolute warrior, a pit bull, a guy that a college would love to have. Jump shot is his one weakness, but a guy that is going to give you 20 points and 10 rebounds as a 6'2", 6'3" guard. Just everything downhill, a real freight train, a warrior, just an absolute animal out there, a great, great high school player.
That was James with the three. Ease gets the steal, 3-on-1 the break, reaching in to break things up. I believe that was Scott.
Yes, nice, I guess a good foul to stop the break and make Ease earn it at the line.
We've had some great halftime guests. Do we have somebody lined up at the half of this one?
I don't know, do we? Who could we potentially bring on here? I know we've had a lot of great guests, as you mentioned. I might have to run to the bathroom one of these days. I mean, we've been nonstop at it. This bladder, I'm getting old. I can't control it as well as I used to.
Don't talk to me about old.
Oh, stop.
Ease with a miss. The put back dropped in. That was Harris. And that was Harris. Back-to-back buckets on the north end to make it a 1-point lead for the North.
Oh, nice pass, Region 8 buddies.
There's 3 consecutive possessions that Harris has scored on.
Getting sloppy for the, I guess that's considered the South squad.
It was a 50-40 game when things began to pick up for the North. And since then, 22 North points as compared to 7 for the South.
Have not seen a lot of passing from Olivari yet. Again, coming from that isolation system. He's getting a lot of points, but got to share the sugar sometimes. It's not working right now.
62-57 game, 17 seconds remaining in the half. Kicked over into the corner. The alley-oop.
Ooh.
And the end of your first half.
Nice bounce back from the North to get going. Armani Harris with 6 straight points. TJ Bickerstaff has been steady. AJ James, Stanley Ease came to life. We got a really good second half ahead.
It is halftime at the half. 62-57. It's the North with the lead.
Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone. center field. For the triangle it goes.
Pops up over into foul territory, and Murdoch getting beat. Murdoch looking for another leading toss. He's got it. Touchdown. Halftime here, the advantage 62-57 and belongs to the North squad. The last of 4 games played on this Saturday at Brunswick High School, compliments of the GACA, and it's made possible through the support of fine sponsors. People that make the coverage possible, people that make it possible that players are housed at hotels and taken to restaurants. It just made an all-star weekend of it. People like the Georgia Army National Guard. And also the Atlanta Falcons, Sports Turf, National Preps, Greenville Turf and Tractor, Wilson, Jawston, Athletic Field Supply, Crossover, Coke, and of course, everybody affiliated with the Georgia Athletic Coaches Association. It is halftime. It is a 62-57 North lead. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. As we've got about a minute 20 before we get second half action underway. As always, want to say thanks to all of those who make coverage possible. Georgia Army National Guard, responsible for making coverage possible, as I mentioned previously, not just coverage, but also in helping make this weekend a reality. Thanks too to the Atlanta Falcons, Sports Turf, National Preps, Greenville Turf and Tractor, Wilson's, Charleston's, Athletic Field Supply Crossover, Coca-Cola, and the GACA. Halftime, 62-57 North lead. We are about 30 seconds away from getting basketball back underway here in a beautiful venue on the campus of Brunswick High School, Brunswick, Georgia. 30 seconds from now, the final 20 minutes of this one. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Well, Kyle, one team on a path that would give them, 124 if they continue the current pace. The other on a trek to get 114. I think we're going to have some points scored here in half number 2 of this one.
I believe you are right about that. I think the defense might chip in a little bit here and there in spots, but at the pace we're going, there's going to be a lot of points scored, and we already saw an explosive first half.
Coca-Cola and crossover.
With the scouts that are evaluating the talent, am I right in assuming that they are looking for someone to fill a specific need, or does a talent become so good that you just decide you've got that need?
Yeah, it depends on the program. Obviously, best player available is a luxury, but there's other schools that are looking for 6'5" shooters, or are looking for a post presence that can rebound and block some shots. So it just depends on what the school is specifically looking for. And if you're looking for a big man that's 6'8" and can run the floor, you're probably looking at Tay Watson right there with another nice finish, up to 11 points now.
On the North, number 11, his third, team first.
6'8", you're saying?
Oh, yes, indeed.
A little deceptive, I guess, based on the fact that he's near a lot of other tall guys, and we're up here at the top of the gymnasium versus down on the floor beneath. I know I spoke recently, I mentioned in one of the games prior that Coach Van Petaway used to be at Alabama A&M. Told me he would take a 6'11", 7-footer any day of the week. Doesn't matter what kind of skills they got. He would teach them the skills necessary.
Yeah, big guys usually take a little bit longer to develop anyway, so when you can find anyone 6'8" and above, again, you can't teach height, and you just hope you can teach them some post moves and how to protect the rim.
And the steal and the lay-in. Trey Clark did the bulk of the early scoring in the first half for North, and he is on the board here early in the second half. Here's a three planted by Baggs. Well, Clark again. You know, in the first half, he scored the first couple of buckets and then went relatively quiet. And here in half number 2 doing the same. Baggs wanted another three, didn't get it, but the putback is good. That was Grant. Over to McAllister. Baggs missing on the three. That was pretty.
There is a nice dunk, big-time way to get on the scoreboard, Tyron Lawrence.
Well, you had mentioned earlier that you like to see a little defense in this all-star event. In the second half, you might not get to see much of what you like.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, this has been up and down, not a lot of contested shots at the rim.
Over it goes to Clark. Grant getting the miss. Bags going the other way. Shreds himself of North defenders, missed the shot. And it is dropped in by Lawrence. All right, let's go back a bit with a good-looking slam. Of course, we've seen quite a bit here of late. Well, let's see if we can pull it out. There we go.
Tyron Lawrence, Class 3A Player of the Year after winning the state championship. Had a monster game in the title game. Had about 18 points, 16 rebounds, or 16 and 18. He was flirting with 20 and 20, and a great way to end his career with the title.
The jam attempt got jammed, but Bickerstaff able to put it in. And I know that these All-Stars want to show their capabilities, but when you go into a nothing but offense run, are you showing a lot of what you can do?
No, I mean, there's a lot of guys that can put the ball in the basket, but what do you do on the other end of the floor? There's two sides of basketball. Can you defend? Talking to coaches, oh, yeah, this guy's a great player, but can he play defense? And this is just another opportunity to prove that you can do that. So I know it's all fun and games to put some jam and some jelly out there, but compete on both ends of the floor, and you can really stand out in a game like this.
Clark. Another three. I believe that's 2 for him. Of course, you got the stats. You know better than I.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up. This is all back and forth, back and forth. It gets a little treacherous at times.
Whipped inside to McAllister. McAllister with a miss. Dunn getting the loose ball. In traffic, McAllister coming up with the steal. Turns, it goes to the north end of the floor. Over to Bickerstaff, and he'll jam it in with 2 hands.
Trying to get some separation. The North starting off very quickly. Trey Clark with the quick 7 points.
Dunn bringing it inside, missed the first shot, misses the second shot. Tip back, not good either for Moore. There's a long-range 3 attempt by Scott. Tip back in. Trey Clark, the Newton product. Goes to the stripe after the foul, an 81-74 game. Well, we got to do the norm. We've done it in the previous 3 games. What about the front runners for the MVP, North and South?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Quincy Oliveri for the South, if they can get back on top. I mean, he's taken a lot of shots, but he's hit a lot of shots. He's up to 23 points, 8 rebounds, does have 4 assists. He's just in attack mode, go, go, go. Getting a lot of baskets at the rim, attacking in transition. He's really showcased just how good he can be in the open floor. But on this North team, it's been very balanced. Trey Clark coming on very strong in the second half. Bickerstaff has been solid throughout. And Armani Harris had that nice spurt to end the first half. He's got 16 points and 6 rebounds. So a couple guys on the North in consideration right now.
Now, you know pretty well the guy that's making the decision on the MVP.
Sometimes he comes and goes, and he gets a little sleepy and tired at times. But I try to wake him up. I know.
Is the lone stat that grabs his attention those number of points scored, or is it kind of a combo package? Can you actually not be the leading scorer and take home the MVP trophy?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You got to fill out the entire stat sheet. When I'm looking at this, we got points, we got rebounds, we got assists, we got steals, we got blocks. So we got 5 different categories, and those are all very important in winning games. You can affect games without just scoring the ball. Just so happens today, usually the top scorer has won it. But if there's a guy that's really filling out the stat sheet and has a couple points to go with that, they have as good a chance as the guy that's leading the team in scoring. So it's not all about scoring. You got to do the other things as well.
Who has been the top scorer today? Was it Youngblood with the 29?
Yeah, 29 points. I think that's got to be right. He was up there. He really put some points on the board. And, again, raising his stock, East Coweta. Such a great year for that program.
And top rebounder today?
Oh, gosh. You know what? Ashley Austin had about 13 rebounds or so. I'd have to go back and look, but she might have been right there, especially on the girls' side.
Hand it over to Ease. Ease puts it up. No good. Rebound, Chisholm. And it's an 85-79 game.
Crisp.
Laid in on the other end of the floor by Crisp.
Very nice in transition. A really steady player, not going to be as flashy as everyone else. He's just going to do what he's supposed to do. Average a double-double this year, still looking for the right fit in college. If you're looking for a steady player, a high academic player, that's going to cause you no problems, but just going to make your team better in the classroom and on the court, he is a very valuable option.
I know the emphasis is on the players, but let's for a moment talk about the coaches. Chad Pittman, head coach of the North. Michael Parker, Will Englund are the assistants. Royal Maxwell, the head coach for the South squad. Greg Moultrie and Frederick Sipiel is the assistant coaching staff.
Yeah, both those guys, great years with their respective programs. Coach Pittman over there at Dawson County leading them to the Final Four. Coach Maxwell at East Coweta, 24-1 at one point in the season before the injuries bit them, and they got bounced in the first round by eventual state champion McEachern. But both those guys really completely turned their programs around and got them playing the best basketball both those schools have seen in years.
87-81 game. North with the lead. And North shooting the free throws. In traffic. Foul is called.
That was Tatum with the ball. He's got 7 points, a real microwave type score. If he sees 1-3 go in, he could hit 3 in a row very quickly. 7 points, as I mentioned. He's really passing the ball well with 6 assists, doing what a point guard should do in a setting like this.
8-point lead, North on top. All-star event, off the glass, bucket good.
Just the electricity of Terrell Burden, the undersized guard. People wonder, is that going to translate to the next level? But I think it can. I think it will. Played in a great region as far as individual talent goes. He's got a great in-and-out dribble. There's one from the microwave. We'll see if he can get another one. But Terrell Burden, great season, and a guy that has really competed at a high level.
Timeout on the floor, and we're back in a half minute. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it. North with the advantage by 9. Really had a look to it early in the game as if the South was going to take it away handily, and then we mentioned the fact that they were doing pretty doggone well and would score 120 plus, and they went about 3 or 4 minutes without scoring a bucket. And after that, the North took charge, took the lead, and they've held on to it since.
Coming to a grinding halt, they might be held to just 110 points instead of 140 points. My goodness.
What's this world coming to? Tipped out of bounds. Chisholm touched it. Put in play to Dupree. Pulls up near the elbow, misfires.
pass.
And Chisholm tips it in.
It's an interesting dynamic. You kind of think about it. Two teammates on the floor right there, and you could couple that off with a bunch of other, girls and boys, but you're trying to win this game, but you're also vying for maybe that one scholarship spot at that one school at that right level. All these guys are in play at similar levels and, trying to make each other look good on the court, but in the long run, that scholarship might be going to someone else instead. It's just an interesting thing to keep in mind.
An interesting dynamic to an all-star event of this nature. Because despite the fact that it's all-star, as we've got a little PA feedback in the arena.
Oh, that wasn't us, right?
No, it was just a hot mic down on the floor
that
beneath.
Thing was screeching hot.
But talking about all-star events, a lot of times the all-star events are, they don't have something at stake except to, do well, to have the honor. I mean, but in this particular case, there's more than just the honor at stake.
Yeah, this is your livelihood. This is free schooling at the next level. And that was pretty next level right there.
Little 360 jam. Yeah, the guy that did the jams got it back, and, he did another one of them.
Armani Harris, very good player, very good player. Going to be a Division I player, just got to decide on the right school.
And his leanings?
Oh, gosh. Off the top of my head, it's not in my mind. I believe he's visiting Loyola pretty soon, so they're in the mix, and a couple low major, mid major type schools, but he's a good one. 6'7" forward, a big time breakout year. Him and Trey Clark, very, very good years with the Rams.
Did a game the other night where the ladies hit 90 at the end of three quarters in junior college basketball. And I thought, wow, I've never seen 90 points 30 minutes in. Well, now I've seen 104 31 minutes in, or not quite.
A little bit different in the all-star setting, but still it's always jarring to see that many points on the board with that much time left.
Harris at the stripe, 104-85, North lead. Still plenty of time for the South to come back and win, but if they do not, you got to split today geographically. North winning one on the girls' side, one on the guys' side if they hang on here, and the South winning one each.
Very even. I mean, that's Georgia high school basketball. North, South, it's very even all throughout the state.
Clark leans in, puts it in. Crisp firing underneath. Tipped away initially by Chisholm, then the foul committed by Chisholm. And that'll send Walker at the stripe. Keenan Walker from Brunswick, making it a 20-point game again. Clark missing on the three. Harris fouled, trying to put it back.
Harris really battling down there. And, Anthony Grant, he just hasn't seen a lot of, players his size or bigger, that tenacious, that athletic, that good. So a great test for Grant to see what it's like to be playing against a future Division I player.
Armani Harris from Newton. One of a couple of Newton representatives, Trey Clark being the other. Wow, what a combination. Clark and Harris on one squad.
Yeah, and just imagine those two and throwing in Ashton Hagans, who's at Kentucky now. That was a squad last year. So a lot of great talent over there at Newton.
Well, there's a little chemistry that you get between teammates that play together frequently.
They've really taken over this game for the north side.
Chase Moore getting fouled and heading to the stripe.
Fouls on the North, 23.
Moore from
His
Coffee
third,
County.
Team 7.
Here comes Bickerstaff and McAllister back in. Both Chisholm and Harris will go to the sidelines. McIntosh with the miss on the fadeaway. And then Bickerstaff gets the steal. Over it goes to Clark. This time sets up Bickerstaff. Missed on the shot. Davis able to get the rebound in the corner. Back over to Bickerstaff, and he'll put in the two-handed jam. And that will prompt a timeout. I think I saw Coach indicate a full. Let's see. 7:58 to go, and nope, he says it's a 30, so that means we're back in a half minute for more GACA basketball. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Crafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it. .113.87 contest inside, 8 minutes to play. Final All-Star game of the day. It's been an All-Star weekend here in Brunswick, Georgia. And if you look at the agenda of things that these All-Stars have done, it's just been a rewarding weekend.
Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. They were bowling, going to Golden Corral. I know that's your favorite hot spot. Just got to do a lot of cool things down here in Brunswick.
Of course, I did try, just because it was different, I tried the Old Time Country Buffet.
Oh, how was that?
It was good.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
But yes, typically I am a Golden Corral guy. Over goes to Bickerstaff, breaks to the hoop, does the one-handed jam.
Yeah, the defense is really falling apart. South saw this one slip away quite quickly. At the end of the first half, they did not close it very well, and the North's just been turning up that momentum. They've just been riding it the entire time, ramped it up, and they got a lot of good talent on this team. So it was bound to potentially happen, and the levee has broken.
Clark with it in the corner. Gives it over to Bickerstaff, who's got himself another two-handed slam.
We got free hot dogs up here. We're just living the life now.
I'm telling you, can't get any better.
Ooh.
Okay, forget the old-time buffet and the Golden Corral. We got some school dogs. No, you got to wait until after.
I know. It's awful.
Lob to the other end of the floor, and Dunn gives it up and gets it jammed by Watson.
Now it is officially turned into All-Star Weekend. Yes. Time to pad those stats. 140 could very well be a possibility. You got the North sitting at 117 with just above 6 minutes left, but the defense doesn't look like it's going to be picking up anytime soon.
What was that? It looked like a perimeter shot.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're just getting layups at the rim. But it is what it is. A little bit of defense on that play.
Inside 6 to play, 117-93. North with the lead. We're back in 30. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Well, for these All-Stars, it all started on Friday. Arrival time was around 2 o'clock. Check into the hotel, and then they made their way to 4 different locations around the city where there were shoot-arounds for these squads. Got back on the bus, went to the hotel, freshened up. Then a visit to the Golden Corral, then the strike zone, the bowling alley. Had team meetings at the hotel, and then lights out at midnight last night.
I bet those lights were up a little bit longer than just midnight.
You know, I was in the same hotel where some of the players were, and I've got to be honest, I was expecting, you know, it'd be a little noisy for the better part of the night. Didn't hear a sound.
Great kids. You got to be a great kid to be here.
I like Davis. You know, you start looking at players through the course of a game as a broadcaster, and they start standing out. Davis is one that started standing out for me. I mean, he's got all kinds of no-look stuff going on. He's got the 3 working for him. He's got the layup. He's got the jam.
A lot of great talent out here.
Another jam. There's a 3. And you got a foul. We'll turn it around and take it the other way. And then, of course, today the breakfast and game and pizza to follow. So it has been an all-star weekend for these all-stars from all over the state of Georgia. Inside 5 minutes to go, 4.5 to play. It's not been a particularly lengthy game, despite all the scoring. Better than 200, and after the next bucket, more than 225. It's all been done in the span of about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, this game's not out of reach yet. You get up so big, you just think you're going to get all these dunks. It looks like South is starting to show some fight and get back into it just a little bit. 17 points. They're starting to get some easy looks. North just trying to milk down the clock. This one might not be over just yet.
And there's a 3 to add to the total for Scott.
Picking up full court.
In and out from the corner. Ease gets it back. The reverse, no good. Bickerstaff. All right, give me the height on Bickerstaff. He's a big guy.
Yeah, we put him about 6'8", 6'7" on a bad day, but 6'7", 6'8".
Timeout on the floor. 3:41 left to play in this one. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Three minutes, 41 seconds left to play in this one. So we're approximately 50 combined points away from wrapping up this contest, at least if things continue to score at the current pace. 3 amiss. Watson gets it back, and McAllister will reach in and swat it away. Lobbed into Watson, lays it over the rim. And Bickerstaff got a little lazy with the pass, and that gave Watson an opportunity to jam it in. Well, it's only a 12-point contest. There's a jam from Ease. From way out front. Grant with a miss. McAllister's got it. Over to Bickerstaff, but tipped away. Watson working it the other way and will try to lay it in from the left side. Rebounded by James. He's with it, lays it in. From the elbow, just a little bit short. Watson trying to push his way into the paint to be able to make the shot. They may have gotten James with a foul. And apparently that is the case. Watson will go to the strike. Well, for a bit it was the Bickerstaff show on one end of the floor, then became the Watson show on the other end.
A lot of guys trading shots on both ends. Bickerstaff got 28 points. Armani Harris with the rebound there. Just clinched a double-double with 29 and 10, and a lot of big-time stat lines here.
I think they're getting winded, a little tired.
Yeah,
legs not quite as good now.
Just under 2 minutes left. Let's try and finish strong here. Put on a good show for us today.
Clark lost it near the elbow.
Ooh.
Grant wanted the one-handed jam, couldn't get it. That was Bag saying, this is my house. I know how to do this. McIntosh with a miss from long range. Watson, another miss on the jam. And then the three.
11-point game, a minute left. Could there be a miracle? Could there be magic?
Well, if it's going to happen in a game in 53 seconds, it would be something like this where it's up and down the floor.
Don't have to worry about holding the ball.
Lost out of bounds by Harris. And the All-Star weekend about to come to a close. The MVP to be named comes from the winning squad. Looks like the North's going to take it. Based on your friend, your contact's info, who's got the MVP trophy?
Oh, I heard it's really close with this guy right here. No, that could have clinched it for him. I guess we're still wide open. But no, I think it could be Armani Harris. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block. But
wow.
TJ Bickerstaff, 28 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. But, you know, a double-double, it's a double-double, even though Bickerstaff was a point away. I think Armani, he had some big-time impressive plays, so he might be able to clinch it. He had a lot of showstoppers.
Well, now you've got to make your way down to the floor beneath as this one wraps up a North victory. Kyle, great working with you.
My pleasure. Yes, this is fun. We get to end it on a nice note right here. 130, 119. Can't beat that.
And it's over. 130-119, the North victorious. And what a great All-Star weekend. Kyle will make his way down to the floor beneath because he's got to be a part of the handing out of some hardware, one piece of hardware to give away, and that is for the All-Star MVP. And then we will wrap up coverage. As you see the final score there, a 130-119 North win. We already know who is the MVP, but the players do not, and the crowd does not. Let me say thanks so much for the opportunity to be here and bring you GACA basketball. Craig, thanks so much. All those who made it possible, we appreciate it. Well, the gentleman standing there in the mid part of the floor is with the Georgia National Guard. And he has been charged with the task throughout the course of today to hand out the MVP trophy. And we're about to make it official. The most valuable player from the North squad. Armani Harris, the game's MVP. Congratulations to Armani, and congratulations to all those who are here. You get here, then you've had something special, a special season, capped off with the honor of being part of the GACA All-Star event. It's over. Thanks for watching the coverage. Robert Williamson. So long for me and Kyle Sandy and all of us at GACA